just popped the kettle on because I'm gonna make myself a nice cup of coffee, as I haven't had any coffee today and I can feel myself getting a little bit tired. So I'm gonna get my coffee, get cozy, and then I can start this video. Right, I'm all cozy. I am just gonna pop that down for a second. Oh my god, it looks like it's actually going to pee down. The skies are so grey all of a sudden. Also, my house is an absolute tip right now. There's washing everywhere. The house needs actual cleaning. There's washing up to do, there's washing to put away. And yeah, it's just got a bit out of hand. I find that at the weekends, like, you know, when you've been at work all week and obviously all the washing collects up, you do a big wash load, and then like everything needs like wiping down because obviously hasn't been done in the last week. Me and Harry have been using this app called Time Tree, and it's like a shared calendar, and because our friends use it and they recommended it when we saw them the other week. So we've downloaded it and we've put all of our things in, like, you know, if any of us have appointments or like days out or whatever, or things to do together, we've put it in this calendar, and yeah, each of us can see it. So tomorrow I've got a midwife appointment, but after that I'm gonna add that we clean this house top to bottom together, because I can't do that on my own anymore. I mean, you know, he does his fair share of bits, but I need help, you know. It's becoming a bit of a struggle to do these things now. So he'll get a notification now that I've put that in. Clean the house. Anyway, welcome back to another video. I wasn't gonna do this sort of video. It's only because someone commented on when I did my last video, which was the second trimester recap. Someone asked if I could film one of these, and I don't know if I've got them on previous like comments on previous videos before, but I don't know, it just wasn't a video that I was really going to bother filming, just because I didn't know if that was something you guys wanted to see. I mean, they are interesting because it does give you inspo for names, and it's such a popular video, I guess, to film when you are pregnant. But I just didn't, I don't know, I just didn't have it on my list of ones to film. But I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. I'll share some of my favourite names with you, some names that Harry and I, well, obviously I can't speak for him on every name, but there's a few there that he loves too. But names that we love but won't be using, or we may be using. I'll just put that out there, we may be using. So yeah, let me have a sip of my coffee just to give me, I do not want to get it on my new cushions. I finally bought cushions for our living room. If you follow my vlogs, then I think I've mentioned it in a vlog before, but I've been looking for some cushions for the sofa to kind of break up the grey, because you get these ones that come with the sofa, which is obviously the same colour as the sofa, and it just kind of is too much grey, and I kind of regret the colour sofas that we've got now actually, but there's nothing we can do about that at the minute. And we popped into Matalan the other week and we saw these ones, which I absolutely love. They're bigger than the other ones, they're lovely. I think I've still got the tags on them because I wasn't sure if I obviously wanted to keep them or not. So we've had them on the sofa for the last week, and yeah, I'm gonna keep them. I need to just take the tags off. Anyway, let's actually get started with this video. So as most of you guys probably know, we do know the gender of our baby. So sorry, just for any new people here, hello, thank you for clicking on this video. I am currently 28 weeks pregnant with my first baby, and we are having a girl. Obviously for us, we've narrowed it down because obviously we know what gender we know the gender. So whereas before, obviously when we didn't know the gender, it was very tricky because, you know, well, I suppose it's for people that don't find out the gender and wait till birth. It must be really difficult for you guys to think of a name, but it's just such a hard job, isn't it, to think of a name that's going to be with this baby for the rest of their lives. I will still go through the boys' names that we had, but I do have a bigger list for girl names now, for obvious reasons, I guess. We were pretty set on boy names, actually. We had some names that we absolutely loved and really wanted to use, and I think these names are quite popular at the minute. Alba, Arlo and Albie, they are the three. I think Harry liked Abel, but I'm not 100% on that name. I would definitely rather go for Alba. Actually, I think Alba is a unisex name, because I'm sure Charlotte Crosby's daughter's called Alba. But yeah, Alba, Arlo or Albie, I absolutely love them names, and it was definitely going to be one of those. I think Harry was set on Abel, but we could have probably tweaked it some. I mean, they're not far off each other, are they? So the next name is Noah. I really love Noah. However, my cousin's son is called Noah, and I wouldn't call my child the same name as any family member personally. So yeah, but I do think Noah is a lovely, lovely name. And Hudson, that's also my cousin's son's name. I really like Hudson. That was actually like way back before I was pregnant or even thinking about trying for a baby. Hudson was up there with like one of my top names, and then my cousin had a baby and called him Hudson. Which is absolutely fine. The other name is Freddie. I like Freddie. I think it's quite cute. Freddie. Probably, yeah, Freddie. I think that's quite a cute name. Theo. Now, I'm not 100% on Theo, but I know that was one of Harry's favourite boy names. I definitely wouldn't have them down as Theodore. It would definitely just be Theo. Harley also being one of my favourites for a boy. I think Harley, can Harley be a girl's name too? I think Harley's unisex. But yeah, really like Harley. Jensen, I really like. I don't really like it, but I like it. Stanley, I quite like too. Grayson was definitely one of my faves before we found out the gender. I really do like that name with an A. It's Grayson. Brody, I quite like the name Brody. Not like, again, I don't love it, but it's quite a cool name, I think. And Jax, but Jax spelt Jacqueus. I think that's how you spell it. So they're the boy names, but we're not having a boy, we are having a girl. So let's jump into the girl names, which I've got quite a hefty list. I mean, we haven't really, I guess we've narrowed it down a little bit in the last few months, but we're still not really like 100%, which I guess is okay. Like, you know, some people don't really know what they're going to call their baby until they're actually born, and then when they're born they kind of don't look like that name that they were going to call them and then change it completely. So I guess it's no biggie, but I mean, for someone like me who's pretty organised, I thought I'd have this all pretty planned out. I guess when you know, you know, so I'm not going to stress too much. So the first name I've got in my list, this isn't in no particular order by the way, is Delilah. I absolutely love Delilah. However, Harry's cousin has called their little girl Delilah, which is such a lovely name, and yeah, I really do like it. Orla, I really love Orla. I don't think Harry's keen on Orla. Harry really wants something short. That's what he said to me before, I'm pretty sure. But then we've got Penelope on our list, and Penelope's quite a long name. I know you can shorten it to P, but yeah, Penelope is quite a mouthful and a lot to write. He was like, you know when you write a name, like I just want something like short and sweet. So yeah, but Penelope's definitely not that. I always loved the name Macy. Macy was my favourite name growing up. Not sure why, I just thought it was a really pretty cute name. And that's another thing as well, like I don't want a name to be too cutesy and like too girly, because I'm just thinking more like when that is cute when they're a baby, but when they grow up, how is that going to sound, you know? So I also think about them sort of things as well. I don't know if anyone else does. I haven't really got any like unique names. Like, I'm not I don't think we're going to be one for a really unusual name, because it's just not us, and I just think you have to be a certain type of person to have a really, really, really unique name like that no one's heard of before. Sienna is one that I always thought was a really, really pretty name. Rosa / Rosie. I really like Rosa, but Harry said no, it sounds too like old. Rosie. I just think it's a really nice name. Meadow. I love Meadow, but again, Harry's cousin's daughter is called Meadow, and I'd never heard of that name until they named her that. I don't think I know I've heard of anyone else call their daughter Meadow. Obviously I'm sure there's people out there called Meadow, but yeah, that was a very unique name when Harry's cousin named their daughter Meadow. Isla. I've always loved Isla. I like how short and sweet it is. I like how you spell it. It's just a really, really lovely name. However, I would probably have to I don't know what you call it, but you know when you kind of have to put like Isla something, so like Isla Rose for example, because the surname will be Norfolk. I think Isla Norfolk can kind of sound a little bit too much like you know, like Isle of Norfolk, Isle of Wight, and you know, that sort of thing. I don't know if you kind of look at it like that, but yeah, I think that would have to be, is it a double barrel? Is that what you call it, double barrel name? Nelly is also a really lovely name. I think I only know a Nelly from Billy Fairs. Really like that. Nelly Norfolk. I think Harry likes that one too. I love the name Nola. I think Naomi, I'm not sure how to say her surname, but a girl that I follow on Instagram called Naomi, her daughter's called Nola, and I really, really like that. I don't know if Harry likes that name Nola. I don't know if I've said that before, but I think it's too similar to my cousin's. So her son is called Noah and her daughter's called Lola, and she does nails and she's called her nail business Nola's. I don't know, I just think it's too similar to that, and I wouldn't want to, yeah, I'd feel a bit like I'm kind of taking their names sort of thing. Harlow was definitely up there with one of our favourites, but then I think Harry said a reason why he didn't want it anymore, and now I just keep thinking of the area Harlow, and I just can't really shift that out my head. Like I think, oh, that's like a place that's like not far from, you know, here, it's in Essex, Harlow. I just think, not sure. Margot, which is Billy Fairs' new daughter's name, which I think got a little bit of negative comments. I personally think it's a really, really cute name, Margot. I would never have thought of that name as for a little girl, but I do really like it, and I think Harry quite liked it as well, because he did watch the Billy Fairs baby special with me, and he picked up on the name Margot before I'd even said anything, and he was like, actually, I quite like that name. So Margot. Mabel. That's another name that he keeps saying, but I don't know. I like it, but just don't know if it's quite, I think when you know, right? Is that actually a thing? Like when you know the name, you know it. It's really, really hard. Like I'm the sort of person that likes to change things, so you know, I'll be set on something and then like a little while after I'll change my mind very quickly. Well, that's definitely like that with interior and like stuff like with the house. You know, like I've had something a few months or maybe a year and I think, oh, I'm bored of that now, I want to change. Like, you can't do that with a name. You definitely can't do that with a baby name. So we need to be set on this name. Right, where were we? Ava. Obviously my niece is called Ava, so I'll definitely not call her Ava, but I do love that name. Ava, my niece, is actually Ava Lily, and I think it's such a lovely name, and hers is spelled A-A-V-A-H, which is quite unusual as well. Normally it's just spelled AVA, I believe. I've put down Olivia/Livy because I feel like it's such a simple name, but I love the shortening, like Livy. I just think, I don't know, I like it. Poppy, really, really cute. Again, that's something that's like really cutesy, but is it going to be ideal for when she's older? Harper is definitely one of our favourites. Violet, I really like Violet. That's a really pretty name, but I don't know if I like Vi for short, because you've also got to think about people are going to shorten it, or the way people are going to spell it, or the way people are going to pronounce it. You know, you've got all those things to think about as well. So Vi, I don't like short. I like Violet, but not Vi. Bella's a cute name. Bells, for short. That's a really girly, cutesy name, but I do like it. Lottie, I like the name Lottie. Lottie, isn't Lottie short for Charlotte? I think it is, isn't it? But could you call your daughter just Lottie and not Charlotte? And lastly, I put Saskia because I quite like that name. Tammy Hembro's daughter's called Saskia, isn't she? But Saskia, I do think it's quite a unique-ish name. I don't know many people called Saskia. Yeah, it's definitely not one we'll be using, but I do really like it. I just finished my cup of coffee just in time because that is the end of the video. Very short and sweet, but you know, I suppose it can be useful for some people if you want to get a bit of inspo. Maybe I should watch some of these videos because perhaps that will give me some inspo for names, because I've been like typing in on TikTok and Instagram like girl names and stuff like that, and like trying to find, you know, not too unique, but you know, something different that's not too common. But yeah, it's definitely something me and Harry need to sit down and discuss a lot more. We've been very laid back, and yeah, it's just not like me to kind of not have a name pretty much set. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little random video. Obviously I know it's not for everyone because not all my followers are pregnant or, you know, even close to having a baby and stuff, so I know that some of this pregnancy baby related content is, you know, not for everyone. I have got myself so crazy right now. I'm not gonna want to go out. I'm gonna be going out in about half an hour, so I best not get too cozy. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in my next one.